Today is September 1st. It's hard to believe. And this is another episode of Conversations from Stritch. Welcome back. I'm really pleased, as usual, to be joined by Dr. Christopher Sent. I am Dr. David Livingston, president of Lewis University, and we are excited to be back. And I will say, really, really excited to be back for the fall semester. It was an amazing welcome week. We're going to talk about all sorts of things with our guest and just among the two of us about all that's been going on. If you didn't see the fireworks, you really missed something. It was an amazing show on Saturday night. But we had great food over the weekend, some great activities for students, and of course started classes. And we've had our first 3 days of classes, and they've all gone well, having to help some people find their classrooms and stuff like that. But as a whole, I think we're back. And I was just saying to Dr. Sent as I walked in, and I'm not asking for people to complain about these things, but I will say that as I've stopped and talked to some students, I've heard more complaints about parking this year, and that is a good sign because it means students are back on campus. They're having a harder finding a place to park, or they're having to walk further, which is all good. Many of you have seen that as the beginning of the year started, we did finish the demolition of Fitzpatrick Hall, and that's a good thing. We're hoping for more and more feedback. Some of you were able to do that at the fair for just activities and clubs and organizations, and we got a lot of great feedback. So one last thing, and I'll move it over to Dr. Sent. We did announce at our meeting with all of faculty and staff, and I know half of you that are kind of watching our faculty and staff, we are going to do fall community events. So the first event is September 15th. We're doing an ice cream social on September 15th from 4 to 6 for all faculty staff. That includes adjuncts. We'd love to have you all there. Unfortunately, it doesn't include all the students. So the students have other events, and we're going to be talking about some of those with our guests today that we're really excited about. So, and then 3 other events in the fall semester, and then a whole group of events in the spring. So we have a lot to talk about today. I did want to say just quickly that we have our Signum Fidei event coming up in a couple weeks. It is our signature fundraising event for our mission fund, which assists our students that have they're most vulnerable and they have something really serious happen in their lives. It could be the death of a parent or a lost job in the family or one of those kind of events, and we raise money at Signum Fidei. This year we've moved the event to the House of Blues in downtown Chicago. We plan to raise, and we're getting closer and closer to this goal of raising $300,000 for the mission fund. It'll take place Saturday night, September 24th. If you haven't purchased your tickets, I hope you do so soon. We'd love to see you there at the House of Blues. So, Dr. Sent, we got a lot of other news going on.
Yeah, and I'd just like to say welcome, everyone. It's great to be here. And also, I'm looking forward to the Signum Fidei event, and it's just been the Mission Fund is so important. It's been really profoundly meaningful in the last couple of years how that fund has allowed us to support students during some rough times, and it should be a really fun event, and it's also an incredible cause and super impactful on a day-to-day basis here. Also, I just want to say it's been an incredibly great week. Yes. 10 days, 11 days or so of Welcome Week as it kind of draws officially to a close at the close of this week. The activities in a fair yesterday was really, really well attended. Everything has been so well attended, and there's so much activity and excitement in the air. Yesterday was an opportunity to sign up to work in the radio station and other broadcasting things here. It's always great to hear the radio station broadcasting on the middle of campus, as well as so many other credible. I mean, I just walked through and wanted to do a lot of the things that were there available for students to sign up. But that wasn't the only place to sign up. So please, contact our student involvement office if you're interested in hearing more about what's available. If you haven't had a chance to connect with a club or a intramural sport or other activity on campus. So some news. Congratulations to Mark Schultz, Dr. Mark Schultz, professor of history, who has co-authored a chapter called Breaking New Ground, African American Landowners and the Pursuit of the American Dream, in a book called Lincoln's Unfinished Work, The New Birth of Freedom from Generation to Generation, published by Louisiana State University Press. Congratulations to Professor Jennifer Murdaugh, Assistant Professor of Communications, who was featured on WGN Radio, commenting on the beginnings of a kind of golden era of the Chicago advertising history, including the beginnings of Charlie the Tuna and the Marlboro Man. For people who are older listeners, remember those campaigns. I know we both listened to it. It's really interesting, really fascinating, long interview about Chicago history and about the advertising industry in Chicago. Congratulations to Mark Swain, Professor Mark Swain, Professor of Art, who will have a featured show at the Ferguson Art Gallery at Concordia University of Chicago. That art exhibit is free and open until October 18th, and there'll be a reception with Professor Swain in the gallery there on September 15th from 2 to 4 p.m. With an artist talk. And then Lewis University has opened its own first art show of the fall semester a couple days ago with work by artist Eve Ozer. The show will be open from 9 to 9 as usual through September 15th in the Brent and Jean Wadsworth Family Gallery. And that is free and open to the public, as all our exhibits or all our shows in the gallery are. So some more news?
Yeah, so additional news. The Arts and Ideas program will feature Dr. Dennis Kremen, director of the LaSallian University Center for Education, for a presentation that he's calling Rome, the Eternal City and Pilgrimage. That's 2 to 3 on September 8th, so next week, a week from today, in De La Salle 250. I did see, I went to the activities fair also, and there were a lot of people signed up to at least get more information about the Rome program. So we're excited about that. We're going to have some students who went the last couple years or over the last few years, because we had to cancel it one of those years, but we had a good group last year. Be able to answer questions. It'll provide information about studying this spring, in the spring of 2023, with the Luce program in Rome. A Lewis University financial aid video won a gold award in the Video Educational Institution category of the International .com Awards, which honors excellence in web creativity and digital communication. iDoMoo, a vendor used for Lewis University admissions communications, submitted the personalized video for the award. So congratulations to everybody that worked on that. This is a time of year, as we begin the year, that a lot of people are, they're switching classes, they're trying to get into their class, and they're also trying to figure out their bill and figure out their financial aid. So this is a really valuable tool. Also, congratulations to the Lewis women's soccer team. They won their home opener last night against Purdue Northwest, 3-0. If you're on campus this weekend, come out. The Lewis Flyer Early Bird Cross Country Meet is going to be at 6 p.m. on Saturday night. So always a lot of, when we ended the year last year with our show, it's just this crazy amount in May of athletic competitions, and we're just kind of gearing up. So having only one score is a little bit unusual when it comes to our show, but trust me, both all the activities by our faculty and staff, as well as all the other kinds of activities in addition to athletics, will begin to show up in spades as we move forward. We have moved from major concern about COVID. We're still concerned about it too. I know you're going to talk about the Healthy Campus Resource Team. So
yeah, great. I would love to do that. And before I do, a reminder that we have an email address, askus@lewisu.edu, where you can write in questions during the show for us or for our guest about anything we've just talked about our Healthy Campus resources, or about the topic for today. And remember, if you're watching after the show is over, if you're watching from YouTube, You can still use the askus@lewisu.edu email address, and we'll respond to questions or refer the questions to other people to answer you via email. So yeah, we are making the shift to a healthy campus resource team. And there's the email, healthycampus@lewisu.edu. If you have any questions about any health issues, it could be about COVID, it could be about monkeypox, it could be about anything else that's on your mind, or just a specific question about our resources, please make use of that healthycampus@lewisu.edu email. A couple of things directly related to COVID-19. Just reminders, it's a mask-friendly campus. We recommend that people stay up to date with vaccines. We're getting information about the new vaccines that we're hearing about in the news, and we'll be setting up booster clinics here. It will be, and we'll give announcements about that, but it will likely be part of many options that people will have, from their local drugstores to doing it on campus. But we'll try to do a couple of, or a few booster clinics on campus as soon as we can in the fall semester. The testing is available from 9 to 4, Mondays, Tuesdays, and Thursdays, and the location for that is now in the second guest house in front of the campus. And I'm not going to try to describe, and you're not allowed to try to describe where that is either.
Listen to him.
But there are signs. As you come onto campus and turn right, there are signs pointing you to the COVID testing on those days. And then finally, you use the My Lewis app for reporting COVID-19 vaccination status, to report a positive test. And again, I think our resident students have moved in and reported that testing is really just completed a couple days ago. So thank you for if you're a resident student watching, thank you for participating in that. It's been really helpful as we've transitioned to the beginning of the fall semester. So now I'm really pleased to transition again to welcome today's guest, Brandie Jevtic, the General Manager for Lewis Dining since May 2014. Brandie started her career with Sodexo as a retail manager in the healthcare division a couple of decades ago, and held a variety of roles to advance her career within the company over that period of time. And she moved in 2008 to the campus division of Sodexo, which means the supporting universities in food service. So welcome, Brandie, to
Thank you so much for
Conversations
joining
from
us.
Stritch.
Thank you for having
So
me.
great to be with you here
Great to
today.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, well, I mean, maybe we can start with, so you spent, as Chris said, a couple decades with Sodexo. So tell us a little bit about, because Sodexo is a major multinational corporation. So maybe you could just explain a little bit about what it is, what it does.
Sure. Well, Sodexo is a worldwide organization, and we have been here partnering with Lewis University for over 25 years, providing the food service dining experience to the students, as well as the custodial and housekeeping. Sodexo does a variety of different things around the world, including oil rigs out in the oceans to down in Chile in the mines.
Mm-hmm.
So it is a variety of services that Sodexo does provide. But we're very happy to be partnering with Lewis University.
And I guess I just want to follow up. So, but in this space of I guess what I'd call the food service space, they not only partner with universities, but I'm sure hospitals,
Healthcare.
all sorts of organizations that they do, but a specialty is higher ed. Yes?
It is, that's correct, yep. Healthcare, senior services, K through 12 schools, as well as Sodexo Live. That is a part of Sodexo where we do concessions at football fields, baseball fields around the United States.
So what makes, so you've worked with universities for a long time now, as I mentioned. So what is different about a university, and what do you like about it, I guess, is a question.
Sure. Being in healthcare and then coming on the campus side, once I came to the campus side, I said I'm never going back to healthcare. Campus definitely has a different vibe. especially this year. It just seems a lot different with the excitement of students. The young population, I would say, just kind of keeps me personally younger, and the innovation of what is available to us to provide to the students from the food service side.
So, and I don't want to minimize, and maybe we can come back to this about all the ways in which you're working to kind of address some of, I guess, what I'd call healthy food, allergies, et cetera. But because my mom has been in the hospital many times and been in senior living places for sometimes as rehab, that I can imagine that when you work in that space, the nutritional things like no salt, no sugar, no nothing, it's a very different space than trying to have, I guess, what I would call fun with food as well as keep it nutritious. Because I know that's a lot of, when I go down to the Gaffney Center and go into the Brown dining room, there's oftentimes something fun and exciting that day, whether it's we're doing tacos this day or we're doing, some theme thing. So I can totally appreciate how healthcare versus universities. So maybe you could talk about where you fit in, and then maybe a little bit about your team. So you have to approach this, we're serving lots of students in multiple venues. What do you do specifically around that? And then who are the parts of your team that you really depend on to make sure that students, faculty, staff get what they want?
Sure. What I do, I guess it just varies on a daily basis, but it is definitely a team effort. I cannot do this by myself, and this year I'm very fortunate and grateful to have a great group of individuals as managers that work with me. Al Gracia is our ops manager. He did just join us this past January. Chef Tony just joined us this past summer. She's amazing, creating some new items for our students, as well as some nice catering events that we've had.
Amazing dinners.
Yes.
That we had a couple weeks ago.
Exactly, as well as Vanessa Martinez. I would say she's probably our senior member of our team. She was actually promoted from a retail supervisor to our retail manager just last October. And then we also have Sam Doran. He is our marketing manager. He makes us shine for sure, getting all the social media posts out and advertising to the students as well as the community as to what's going on. What I do, and mainly what I've been doing the past couple of days, is actually speaking with students. You did talk a little bit about special dietary needs from the healthcare side. That definitely translates here to Lewis University. So we do have students that have dietary restrictions, and I work one-on-one with them, introduce them to the teams around campus to make sure that they are taken care of in each of our dining locations. So I would highly encourage to have any student or parent reach out to me directly, and then we will go ahead and make sure that the students are taken care of from a nutritional standpoint while they're here on campus.
Great.
Yeah.
And then to kind of expand the operational description a little bit more, are there student workers? Are there student positions?
Oh yes, absolutely. We had a job fair last month, actually 2 months ago now, since it's September. We had a great turnout of students. Probably about 35 students did apply for positions. Majority of them were international students. We are actually processing about 10 of them right now to join our team, but we're consistently looking for new student workers on campus, as well as other positions that we are looking to fill, such as a cook, a grill cook, a utility worker, catering server. We do need some catering servers because we do have some catering services that are actually picking up this fall semester. So yeah, we're definitely looking to add student workers to our team.
That's great. We're in this new age of apps and ordering online and QR codes, and I'm a little behind actually in many of this, but I keep trying to catch up. But could you talk a little bit about how Sodexo, and especially Sodexo at Lewis, kind of one of the phrases we use all the time is meet students where they are. So many of them have a smart device or three. How do they use that to access information or potentially order? How does that work?
Yeah, technology has definitely taken over here at Lewis University, and I'm myself trying to catch up. But Sam, he created a pretty unique QR code that is shaped in a airplane to signify Lewis University.
Nice.
And if you scan this QR code, it'll take you to our link tree. The link tree has a variety of information, one of them being the Everyday app. So this is where students are able to place orders ahead of time and come and pick up, or even have a Kiwibot deliver it to their location. So again, technology has really taken over here at Lewis University.
And so now we're looking at a video of one of these Kiwibots. So tell me a little bit about this partnership. I mean, what are they? Why are we using them? And how do they work?
Yeah, Kiwibot is a new partnership for Sodexo. They are a startup company out of Colombia, and they are actually highly rated in the AI and robotics. And we're very happy that they're here at Lewis University. The way it works is students can sign up for a subscription, and that information again is located when they scan the QR code and go to that link tree. They could sign up for a subscription, or they could go ahead and just place an order on the Everyday app and pay a minimal fee for that delivery. If you do have a subscription, you do have some savings there. Lewis University has been very kind and is actually giving 2 free deliveries to every resident student on campus. And we're working on getting that on the Everyday app for all the students.
So, and you may not know all the answers to this. Sometimes we try not to ask people questions that they can't answer, but this feels like it's maybe on the edge of it. But just give me a sense of, so if I'm a student and I live on the 3rd floor of Dorothy Day, right? This bot is not going to come up and knock on my door, right? So give me a sense of what is it? What's my experience as that? I go on the app, I order a cheeseburger. I assume it's something like Uber, right?
That's right.
I mean, give me a little sense of how that plays itself out.
Sure. So you definitely will go on the app, place your order, and there are about 28 designated locations on campus that Kiwi will deliver to, and you could go ahead and select that on the app when you place your order. Kiwi definitely does not have the ability of opening doors or climbing stairs, taking elevators.
How many places did you say?
28.
28 places
Yes,
on campus.
28
Okay.
places on campus. And Kiwi will come to designated doors. We're actually working on getting some marketing materials placed at the locations so that students know when they pass by that space that that is one of the designated spots for a pickup. So the student will have to walk out of the building, meet the Kiwi, they will get a code, they will press the code on their phone, and Kiwi will open, and their meal will be in there waiting for them.
Wow. All right. So, it feels to me like this is maybe something that people might want to use even a little more in the middle of winter when it's like 5 degrees below zero. Will Kiwi work in the middle of winter?
That was the first question I had asked, knowing how winters are here on campus. But yes, Kiwi is able to work during any sort of weather condition. Kiwi will pretty much operate on any sidewalk or location that is ADA compliant. Okay. So we did have Kiwi partners here on campus at the beginning of August, and they have mapped all of the locations around campus in kind of a designated route for the bots to get to their specific locations. So yeah, I understand that they even have raincoats when it rains. So when that happens, we will hopefully get that on social media and share that with the students.
Great.
Okay, so I just want to, we also try not to ask questions that are for our own personal benefit, but I do want to.
But every once in a
I am
while.
very slow at this stuff. So you go to the app, which I'm looking at, and you can order it through, just like you would order food to pick up, you can order it to be delivered.
Correct.
So when you choose pickup, when you choose delivery, it means a Kiwibot.
Correct.
No one else is delivering it except
Right,
Kiwibot.
Sodexo is not also partnering with many of these partners that we're familiar with, right?
Yeah,
Correct.
Uber or whatever.
Yep.
DoorDash
We
or
don't-
Uber
this
Eats
is
or
all-
anything like
this
this.
is
This is all
all
bots when it says delivery.
It is all
Contained
bots.
to our campus where,
Correct.
you know.
Yep.
Right.
And just a real quick note, deliveries at the moment are Monday through Friday between the hours of 2 p.m. and 10 p.m. So
2 p.m. and 10 p.m. is the only time it delivers.
currently, correct.
Got it.
Yep.
Oh,
Got it.
interesting. So
Yeah.
no
Alright.
morning coffee at Stritch Hall.
No morning coffee at Stritch Hall.
That might have to be a personal delivery.
That's a walkover. Get
Very
your steps in
interesting.
situation.
Okay, so
Okay.
2 to when?
2 to 10 p.m.
2 to 10.
And the main reason we did that 10 p.m. Cutoff time is because in about a week or so, we will be introducing Mr. Beast Burgers.
Okay.
That is one of the items that we have chosen to introduce.
Mr. Beast Burger.
B-E-A-S-T.
Correct.
Beast.
Yes, Mr. Beast. He
Mr.
is
Beast.
a YouTube influencer. So you might
YouTube
want
influencer.
you might
And
have
I
to
can
kind of-
testify that if you have a teenage child,
you know who he is.
he's extremely famous.
He is
Don't
very
know him.
Yes.
Okay.
So
So what? Tell me about because I like burgers. I'm a pretty big fan of burgers. So tell me about.
Yep. So Mr. Beast will be featuring. We will be preparing that out of a ghost kitchen. So this is all new technology again for us. A ghost kitchen is something that is prepared, and we will have it pickup only, or Kiwibot will deliver. So currently, we will be starting it September 12th. Serving out of Brown Hall, so at the Brother James Gaffney Student Center, between the hours of 8 p.m. and 10 p.m.
So can you tell me what a ghost kitchen is for those that aren't as familiar with these, culinary terms?
So a ghost kitchen is something that has come about most recently, I guess you could say, with COVID, where items are prepared in a kitchen. It could be for a variety of different restaurants. So the kitchen is a ghost kitchen, if you will. The reason they refer to it as that is because it is very quiet. So that's the only item, we will only be serving Mr. Beast out of that kitchen at that point in time. Nothing else will be happening at that time.
So we're basically, I think what you're saying, we shut down our operations at, let's say, 7:30. I don't know what time we shut it down. Stop serving dinner. Everybody cleans up. The kitchen's all clean. We're done for the day, quote unquote.
Correct.
Sodexo's done for the day. Then at 9:30, they start preparing for the beast to come in
The Beast to come in.
or whatever.
Yep. And
Good
it
way
is
of saying it.
Yep, and it's our staff that'll be doing it.
Right,
So
but I
we-
mean,
yep.
so they'll use a different set of recipes or recipes designed
Correct.
by the
Mr.
beast,
Beast.
Mr. Beast, whoever he is. And then from 8 to 10, I can get a Beast Burger.
You sure can.
And it's going to be coming out of the same kitchen. Can I walk? But I can't get it walking in, right? I can't go to Dorothy Brown,
And order
sit down
it
at a
from menu,
table,
right?
walk through the turnstile.
Correct.
I have to have it delivered
Or
could have
to
it-
pick up.
or
right?
pick up.
Or pick
I
up.
can pick it up
Correct.
in a bag, a Beast Burger
Yeah,
bag.
through
Yep.
the app.
Through the app.
All right,
Yep.
perfect.
See, I'm getting this.
We'll
So
get there.
and when does that start?
That will be
Beast
starting the 12th of September.
12, so in a week and a half.
Yes.
Okay.
Are there other things like that on the horizon? So this is a pretty big change.
Yeah.
It is
There's
a
a
big change.
different company working with Sodexo, partnering with Sodexo to provide, an alternative, fun food that can be picked up or delivered outside
Exactly.
of, yeah.
Yeah.
So are there is this the beginning of something or is it?
Sure. We do also plan on bringing on board here Buddy V, who's the cake boss. If you have watched Cake Boss, he's a little bit older.
Cake Boss.
Yeah, he's been on TV for quite some time, but we will have some Cake Boss cake slices available in our C-store, as well as Mariah Carey. I'm not sure if you knew Mariah Carey was a baker.
Mariah Carey, and she knows how to cook. Mariah Carey does.
She knows how to bake, so we're going to be selling her cookies in our C-store. So that will be coming soon to the Common Ground C-store.
So I know we don't have a date for that or anything yet, but
Correct.
the idea behind that, what's his name? Mr. Cake?
Buddy V.
Buddy V. You can just walk into the C-store and buy, but could you also order it on the app?
You sure can.
Okay, later, not yet.
Correct. Not available just yet.
Okay,
So
cool.
I could order potentially like a Frappuccino and a slice of cake delivered by a Kiwibot in the future, in
Or if
spring
it's-
semester maybe.
yeah.
No, now? Can Buddy V there now? No.
Not just yet.
Yeah, that's what I
Yep.
thought.
We're
Okay.
working on getting Buddy V and Mariah's cookies here. And
Or it's your roommate's birthday,
Yeah.
and the Kiwibot can bring
the cake.
Slice of birthday
Slices
cake.
of cake to your roommate.
There you go. That would be fun.
Wow. All right. So
Um,
I'm not going to get a Beast Burger very often because I'm not usually here from 8 to 10. Sometimes I am. Post-basketball game.
There you go.
But not...
Yeah, order it from the game and pick it up.
You could actually
do they
have it-
deliver to the game? Like,
They
is
will-
one of the spots in front of JFK?
Yes, it is.
That's a good
Oh my
idea.
gosh.
That is one of the drop-off locations.
All right, so maybe next week, we probably don't have it here, but is there a map of all these spots? Like where I could say to myself, that's the closest spot to me?
On the app, it does have a list
Right.
of the designated
But
spots,
not a map,
but
per
not
se.
necessarily a map. But I could definitely work with LUPD because we did work with LUPD and
To figure
Red's
out where the
Life
best
to figure
locations.
out the best locations. But
Okay.
I believe we could probably get something next week.
And
for
I don't
you.
know that it's necessary. I just think to myself, like, where might I be and where is, where's the closest spot that might,
Sure.
Okay, so while we're on the topic of digital interface with food, could you talk about D-text?
My D-text.
My D-text, thank you.
I'm
Yeah.
totally out of the loop on this.
My D-text.
Yes. So this is something that
And I don't know if do we have?
we should have a
a
slide
slide
for
for
that.
that?
There it
Okay.
is. Yep. See something different. So right there on the right. So if you text Lewis Dining to the number 82257, you will pretty much be enrolled into a group text that we send out when special events are happening. And we did not send anything out just yet this semester, but I would have to say if we were to send something out today over in the Brother James Gaffney Student Center, while supplies last, or till 4 p.m., we are giving away free ice cream.
See,
See,
We're giving away
that
free ice cream today?
today at Brother James Gaffney Student Center.
gosh.
And
exciting
it's
is that?
actually new free ice cream because this is something new. We do have Hershey's ice cream as a new partner of ours for this year. So we have brought in Hershey's ice cream for our students.
How long does
Great.
that last today? Are we gonna miss it?
4.
Today till 4 or
Oh.
until supplies last. So
Oh, well, that might be over right now.
Yep.
So can I? So I know you're working individually with these some students, and I would say there's many students who have some kind of allergy. It's very common, I would say, these days. So if I'm a student, I know you're going to work with me individually, but is there a color coding? Is there something that helps me when I just walk into Dorothy Brown and walk through the line that I can say, I know this doesn't have this or this does have this? Is there?
So we do have signage that is posted at all of our stations that signify what is being served, and it does have the top 8 allergens listed on
So like
there.
gluten-free,
It'll say,
no
it'll say if it
peanuts, or it
does.
says peanuts.
It'll say contains nuts or contains milk,
Got it.
contains dairy.
Got it.
But we are working on getting a simple servings station set up here. Hopefully that will be a project that will be complete next summer, and we will be able to introduce it in the fall. And this will be a station where the top 8 to 9 allergens will not be present. So it should be a very safe space for students to enjoy in Dorothy Brown Dining Hall.
So we didn't, I don't know if we talked about this, they were on that last slide, but locations, so I'm a first year student, I'm just getting here. And let's say, I've moved in, but the only place I've really gone is to Dorothy Brown. Tell me the other locations I can get some food and what time I can get those food.
Sure. Again, the QR codes have been placed around strategically in all our dining locations, so you could click on that QR code and we'll kind of get you to our website that shows all of our hours of operations. So that would be my first suggestion to any student. And then we do have Charlie's Place. So Charlie's Place is Monday through Friday. We actually expanded the hours in the morning, and we're opening up at 8 o'clock, and we're closed at 5 p.m. The main offer there is our sub connection. as well as 2 new items that we introduced, if I could just kind of squeeze that in there real quick. Tractor beverages, as well as Island Oasis smoothies are available. That's something new that we introduced this fall.
Island Oasis what?
Smoothies.
Oh, smoothies. Oh,
Yep.
yeah.
So you could order those on the app as well. Right next, and that is located in the, and this is where I get a little confused. Kids are telling me arts and science, but the sign says academic and science.
We call it what the sign says.
Okay. So,
Whatever the students call it. No.
so
It's totally
it is
confusing to me too.
correct. So Charlie's is located in the academic and science building. Right next door to that, we have Memorial Hall, where the Flyers Den is. That's a late night hangout spot for students, and that is open 7 days a week from 4 p.m. to 11 p.m. That's where you can kind of get your fried foods, chicken wings, etc. Over in De La Salle building is the Courtyard Cafe, our most popular spot on campus. That is open 7 days a week. We do offer breakfast and lunch and dinner at that location, as well as Starbucks, so you could get your Starbucks fix there. Those hours, I believe, are 7, I believe they're on the one of the slides, 7 a.m., I believe, and we're open till about 7:30 p.m., Monday through Friday, and we do have hours on the weekends. Over in the Brother James Gaffney Student Center, in addition to the Dorothy Brown dining hall, we have the Common Grounds, the C-Store. So the C-Store is open Monday through Friday for the designated hours, as well as Saturday and Sunday.
So in
That's
that
where
convenience store,
Mariah Carey's cookies are going to be.
yes.
Correct, yes.
Yeah. What else? I mean, what is in the convenience store? If I haven't been there, and I think especially potentially more of our commuter students who have not been in the student center, even though most of them should have because of part of their orientation.
Sure.
But if I haven't, spent much time, what am I going to find in the C-Store?
Wow, a lot of variety. So you could walk up and order a Starbucks. You can get packaged foods simply to go, what we prepare here in-house. So those are individual sandwiches, salads, yogurt parfaits, freezer section of frozen foods or dinners, Pepsi products, snacks, toiletries, paper towels,
Last
a
minute.
variety.
So it's kind of last minute things that I need, and is it driven by kind of past, I guess, buying behavior? Like, that everybody buys, I don't know, I don't even know what we have over there, but let's say Ben and Jerry's and Triscuits. So if that's what people buy, then we're going to order more of that. Is that
Exactly, yeah. And again, kudos to Vanessa. She was the supervisor of that location and continues to be the manager. She works with the individual students. So if a student says, hey, it would be great if you had this item here in the store, she will do her research and get that item into the store if she can. So if you do have a specific brand that you're used to, we have some out-of-state students here, seek out Vanessa or Josh is our supervisor there. We could try and see if we could get those items in the store.
And
So-
I just want to
yeah, go ahead,
reinforce,
please.
I am
Yeah.
so glad you asked about that, because I do feel like I tell people about this sometimes and I think, oh, you didn't know that was available. So you can go to the Gaffney Center, lower level, go get a Starbucks and hang out down there.
Right.
It's essentially a coffee shop inside of a store,
Yes.
inside of a student center.
Yes.
So that's,
Yes.
please take advantage of that opportunity,
Absolutely.
staff and students.
Yes. So is there anything besides our free ice cream today, which I might go try to take advantage of right after the
Or
show?
you could let the students
No?
have today's
No.
free ice cream.
I get to
since
say
we're
hi to
having free
students
ice
while
cream.
I get my free ice cream.
Okay.
Is there anything else exciting going on in September? I mean, do we have special nights of food or anything that we should be aware of, that students should be aware of for the coming month?
Yeah, and I think we might have a slide here with our September calendar. So this is something that is
Looks busy.
posted on social media. There is quite a bit going on. One of the things that we, again, partnered with our local produce company. We have a farmer's market on the 20th. That was one of the items that students have asked for. We do have pop-up events that are listed on this calendar, but there will also be items that are not listed on here, and it will be, again, through my D-Text that you will get that information. information. Every month we do celebrate birthdays. So the 29th of September we will have a birthday celebration over in Brown Hall. Another new tradition that we started actually yesterday was Warm Cookie Wednesday, so kind of look out for us.
Warm Cookie Wednesdays?
Warm Cookie Wednesdays.
I love a warm cookie.
So we were in Brown Hall yesterday, just engaging with the students as well as anybody that was in the dining hall, passed out a warm cookie and just talked about Lewis Dining. So that's a good opportunity for students to let us know what is going well or what we could help and change and make their experience better.
And is that kind of random in the sense of Wednesdays there's going to be warm, but I don't really know what it is, so I have to be in the Brown Center at some point, and then somebody's going to come up to me and say, would you like a warm cookie?
Exactly, and it could also be anywhere on campus.
Oh my
Not
gosh.
because we definitely want to engage with our students over in Charlie's Place or at the Courtyard Cafe,
All right.
or even at the Flyers Den. You never know, you could be at the Flyers Den late night eating a burger, and we might be coming up
warm
to you get a
cookie.
warm cookie.
Oh, nice.
Wow.
And that looking at that calendar reminded me of a question. So how do we have so many different types of students from so many different backgrounds, and I remember, I still remember being in college and, craving certain types of food that I had from, my childhood or from my family. And so how diverse and adaptable is the menu? And how do you take in information from students?
Absolutely. So we listen to the students. Feedback is great. So if there's something specific that students do want, there are many opportunities for feedback that we could get from students. We do understand that there's a large international population that has joined our community, which is really exciting. So we're actually looking to have them join our team so that they could actually help us create some of those menus that we could somewhat, maybe hopefully make some students feel at home, at least for that meal period.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I love, we have a significant group of students from India, and I do love good Indian food, so that's great. Last comments for anything that we didn't ask you that we should have asked you?
Boy, there's a lot going on. I would just say stay connected to us via social media, the MyD text, the QR code. That's where we do a lot of our advertising, as well as all around campus. In our dining locations, we do put up signage. We still kind of go old school with the paper signage in the dining halls, as well as our napkin dispensers. Our napkin dispensers kind of have information there too. So
Advertise, yeah.
Yep.
Everybody needs a napkin.
You never know what you're going to need a napkin, right?
Chris, anything?
No,
any
well,
last
just thank you.
comments?
In that kind of general last topic we had, just thank you for, Brandie does such a great job of interacting with our student leaders, faculty, staff, coaches, and I know there's just so much dialogue that goes along around what we need and how what flexibilities we need in terms of what we offer in so many different ways, from feeding specific groups to catering to the regular hours that we would have just been talking about. So that's really, really important. That is something about a university that is unique, probably in its own way. So and just thank you so much for that.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Yeah,
And,
thanks so much for joining us. We're so grateful, and I agree. So many opportunities and really responsive to students' needs. So I think the one thing, not only sending your questions, if you didn't, think of them until after the show, send them to ask us at lewisu.edu. We'll get back to them, or we'll ask Brandie to get back to somebody. But also give feedback, use the app, give feedback, talk to an employee of Sodexo. They're always interested in hearing what more we can do. So as we wrap up the show, I just want to say, again, welcome back to everybody. What an exciting first week of classes. And a really special thank you to all the faculty and staff who prepared for about a year to make this last 10 days really special for our new students. So really grateful for the amazing group of professionals that have prepared this week. Really excited to have our faculty and staff back working, interacting with students on a day in and day out basis, which is great to have. Next week, we have Connor O'Flaherty from Enliven to talk to us about the athletics branding process. So most of you should have received an email survey that is kind of past its, but we got a lot of responses to that, few hundred, I think, responses. This is really about rethinking the brand identity. I just want to point out to people, we are not, and we'll talk to Connor about this next week, we are not getting rid of the flyers. What we're doing is rethinking what a flyer, how do we do that? How do we make sure that everybody knows this is what a flyer is and gets really excited about our athletic team? So anyway, it's an exciting topic for next week. We look forward to that conversation. Hope you have a really great week, a great Labor Day weekend. Be safe. There's, 3 days, so be good to each other, and many blessings to you and your family.